July 4th, 2017. Families in the States enjoy the celebration of the 241st birthday of the nation that has given them the opportunities that they have. Elsewhere in the world, celebrations with other ambitions occurred. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gaming Simplicity YouTube channel. My name is Austin. On Tuesday, July 4th, North Korea successfully tested the Hwasong-14, an intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM. The missile flew up to 1,740 miles into the atmosphere for 37 minutes and landed roughly 580 miles away, falling into the Sea of Japan. Ballistic missile launches from North Korea have been common since 2009. But why? Ballistic missiles carrying nuclear technology offer a country a lot of power. Only a select few nations have this type of weaponry, stemming all the way back to post-World War II and the Cold War era. Nations like the United States, Russia, and China sought to develop weapons to protect themselves from the fear that one or the other may strike. Each nation, especially the United States and Russia, developed stockpiles, a sign that says, "Do not mess with my country." Each nation triggered fear into neighboring countries, sparking their need to protect themselves by producing atomic weapons, a term known as nuclear proliferation. So now that North Korea has ICBMs, the world as we know it is screwed, right? Not exactly. See, they have a missile that could potentially reach the United States, somewhere in Alaska, but experts are cautious to make the stand that they could reach the contiguous United States. But even at that, experts don't even know if the missile is capable of launching a nuclear warhead, because they are unsure if North Korea has miniaturized their warheads. The threat is alive. North Korea is not trying to advance and become a nation of the international community. North Korea is trying to become the influencer in the region and have control over Japan and South Korea. With a nuclear weapon, Kim Jong-un hopes that this will make the U.S. uncomfortable in protecting and defending its two allies. This would place North Korea in the perfect situation to attack South Korea, since the U.S. would not want to risk escalating the situation. That may have worked a few years ago, but now we have a new president dealing with the North Korean crisis. Donald Trump and his administration do not seek to back away from North Korea and give them an inch. Donald Trump stopped in Poland while in Europe for the G20 summit, where he made these remarks. The fundamental question of our time is whether the West has the will to survive. Do we have the confidence in our values to defend them at any cost? Do we have enough respect for our citizens to protect our borders? Do we have the desire and the courage to preserve our civilization in the face of those who would subvert and destroy it? Trump stands on the side of aggression. Now, some context behind that statement is that he was referring to radical terrorism, but it is still fitting to the North Korean story, considering with a bold statement suggesting that we should fight to protect our Western ideas only hints of further escalation. If North Korea continues and tensions continue to rise, a real physical conflict in North and South Korea could occur, resulting in Americans being placed on the war zone. But there is a small sliver of hope: China. China is in the position where they can decide the future of North Korea. The United States has tried to stop North Korea with sanctions with no avail. However, China is the fuel behind North Korea. If North Korea lost its support from China, the small Korean nation would be in a tailspin pointed straight at the ground. It is not like China has never taken action against North Korea. Chinese oil was cut off in 2003 after a missile launch, ending the ambitions until 2006. China could bring a stop to the North Koreans, but there is a reason why China has hesitated for this long. If China did place economic sanctions or stop trading and supplying food, the Chinese would be responsible for a mass starvation of the North Korean people, resulting in civilian deaths. The Chinese also may be hesitant to pull the plug on North Korea to prevent the spread of a highly democratic nation like South Korea. If North Korea collapses, the South Koreans and Americans could push through the DMZ, colliding at the border with the Chinese. While the North continues to test ballistic missiles and moves towards miniaturization, something must be done. Unrest continues to grow, with both the North and South exercising military strategies, preparing for a war that can end in a way that the world has feared for the past 7 decades. As T.S. Eliot said, "This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but a whimper."